Dun 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 dun. It's sealed pool practice time, and we're gonna open 6 packs of either Magic the Gathering or Flesh and Blood TCG, and we're gonna try to make our best deck out of those 6 packs. And you can go ahead and tell me what kind of mistakes I made or which cards you might have played out of the pool instead. It's Leah here, and we're filming a sealed pool practice. Got a box of Monarch we're working through. This will come out after Vegas, but it's filmed before Vegas. As much practice as I can get. Monarch is a good practice set for Vegas because you have to break it up into talents, and I'm hoping that'll help. So here's 6. See what we can build. Talents will be more complicated in Vegas because of the 3 elements. Hoping my brain can process it all. Sorting this as we usually sort it. We have generics, shadow kind of on the bottom of the playmat, light on the top of the playmat, generics off to the side here. Look at that. Okay, so I've wanted to get one of these in foil because I just think it'd be really pretty in foil. And it's actually a bit dark. It's kind of sad. Still gonna keep it. Still probably gonna try to find an excuse to play it. Alright, so our rares in this pack, we've got a Brute rare, and we've got a couple of these Rise Aboves, because one was in foil, one regular, so our defense will be really good in this pool. A Prism card. Blade, Illusionist, Light, Generic, Generic, Light, Generic. Alright, this foil, this is a nice looking foil. I like how the color came out on this one. I don't know if I can catch it in the light really well, but Illusionist foil. Illusionist equipment. We got a Warrior rare and a Shadow action that I don't recognize. That's okay. Shadow Puppetry. Looks like it's kind of a mixture of opt ability and a pump ability. It's got a go again on it. Might be worth leaning into a shadow character unless we have something better. Brute, Runeblade, Brute, Warrior, Illusionist, Warrior, Generic attack, Shadow attack, Light instant, Generic attack, Generic attack, foil, anti-anti. Another copy of Illusionist Arms equipment. So we've got 3 Arms equipment, but 2 of them are Illusionist. We've got an Illusionist rare and a Light attack. So 2 rares in that pack. We've got Runeblade and Brute. Runeblade, Warrior, Illusionist, Warrior, generic attack, shadow card, generic instant, light card. Got a Warrior rare, foil, pretty dark foil, so I don't see a lot of, even though there's a lot of yellow in this one, I'm just not seeing it. Okay. Third time's the charm, right? For how many times we want to open this piece of illusionist equipment in one pool. Go for 3. Another invigorating light and a glisten, which is a nice card in the warrior build. At least I think it is. Pack 5. Do we get to have something good out of pack 5 this time? Root card, Runeblade card, Root card, Illusionist card, Warrior card, Illusionist card, generic attack, generic attack, generic attack, generic attack, light attack. Let's see, we've got foil is a brute card, very dark, not. You see a little bit of the foiling in here, but not really getting a good pop off it. Generic arms. Well, if our hero had 10 arms, we could equip them all. We have an illusionist rare, and we've got a brute rare here. Token. Okay, last pack in this pool. Runeblade, Runeblade, Brute card, Warrior card, Illusionist card, Warrior card, generic action, attack, generic attack, generic attack, light attack. Foil is for our illusionist. This one foils out nicely. I like how that one looks. Okay. Whichever hero we play, we'll actually have more than one piece of equipment now. That'll be nice. We have a defense. So we can really be defensive in this build. And then we've got an illusionist rare. Token. So where would we want to lean? This is about as spread out as I think a pool can really get. I think we had one mythic in the shadow pile to work with. Majestic. It's our shadow puppetry. Just attack gains +1 and go again, and then if it hits you can choose to banish the top card. And a lot of the shadow cards you can play from the banished zone, so you'd kind of get an extra card and you'd have a go again to use with that card. So I think this is a good card. I don't know if we have anything that's a good warrior card. Is Invigorating Light going to help us? It's not going to charge our hero soul, but we'll put things in there that we can use. We don't have a lot of shadow cards to actually work with that shadow puppetry. I think that's going to be part of an issue. Because we want shadow puppetry to hit things that we can play out of the banished zone, which is 1. We have 1. Some of Chain's stuff you can do that with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've 7 cards total that we could play out of the Banish Zone. So I don't think that this Shadow Puppetry is going to save us. I think that also makes it very unlikely we're going to get to play Brute. Can't play anything from the Banish Zone with the Brute cards, and 2 of our cards don't actually do a lot for us, and one of those 2 doesn't even have that 6 requirement to help trigger the other cards and to turn off the Blood Debt. So it's just, as much as I like the Brute, we're going to stay out of that pool. That leaves us with the Light Heroes. We've got, okay, so we have a lot of Dreamweavers. We had a 6-armed Illusionist. That would be fantastic. Then we've got 13 Illusionist cards, 2 rares, 3 rares, 3 of which are rares. For our warrior here, we've got 12 cards. 1 rare, 2 rares, and 2 rares for our warrior. So you may charge with this one, you may charge with this one, because we want to be able to charge. That helps turn on our weapons. So we want the ones with an additional cost of you may charge. If you've charged, charge, additional attacks, additional cost, you can charge. So we do have a good amount of charging cards there. I don't know how critical it is to charge for Prism. Pull Prism on here. Doesn't look like it's going to be that critical to charge. You just want to have cards. You can give things Phantasm. Not sure giving things Phantasm is a great thing. It's going to be better in a sealed pool because not everybody's going to have 6 attack cards as consistently as like my constructed Brute deck does. We have Prism's Specialty. And a lot of these, if they hit, they go into the soul. We can create some of these spectral shields. And I'm not very worried about making a whole lot of the spectral shields. They just kind of add to our defense. I feel like we want to try Prism over Bolton here. I think we'll be highly defensive in this deck because we've got all the Rise from Above that we could possibly ever need. Okay. In a constructed build of Prism, the yellows are usually very important, but we didn't open those cards. So I think I want a nice spread around to make sure that it's easy to play all the cards. We have a lot of blue. We do not have a lot of red. I think this will be a very defensive build. And we'll go through these light cards first. Rising Solitude seems okay. So some of these light actions, especially I like this one, defends for 3. Glisten I don't think is the right card. Gonna have these invigorating lights. So illuminate also seems good. Invigorating light. Seek Enlightenment's probably a good card too. We'll pull in a few Seek Enlightenments. I'm going to use these light instants. And they seem like a good sideboard card. So if the opposing hero is shadow, we can pull them in, and if the opposing hero is light, we're probably not as interested. We can't ever use them to, I mean, they're sort of, they stop 3, so maybe we do want to consider it because we've got the red ones. Not worried about having to pitch to pay for it. Okay. We are very much going to enjoy our Rise Aboves in this deck because we have 3 of them. We're going to use them. That's a lot of defense in a sealed pool. Should be nearly impossible to kill me. That's a goal, right? Anything else in here that looks super interesting? Radiant Ante. I think that's a good card. Wasn't big on it at first, but it's grown on me. What else do we need? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, we have 26. Definitely have a little more red. In all of the Monarch I've done, I've yet to find an excuse to use this Minnowism. I feel like I'm missing something about Minnowism, and I have no idea what it is. I don't know. Maybe it would be like a cool card if you had a bunch of things like this Overload attacks for 1. Okay, so this Minnowism would make it attack for 2. Is attacking for 2 with 2/0 drop blues something that I find really exciting? Maybe that's why I play Brute and I like my cards to just attack for 6s and 7s and 9s. I don't know if we're going to ever use Brandish in this deck. Maybe all these little blues would just give me some free hits. What if we were highly defensive and ran a lot of blue? We have our Minnowism, our Belittle. Even these Overload would qualify. Let's just see how many things our opponent will just let go through. It's another Belittle. There's another Belittle. Another blue Ante. Do I have the red one in here? Did I put it down? I put it down. Okay, I'll add the blue one if I need it. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33. There's nothing that says I can't play more than 30 as well. So I won't fatigue I won't be able to be killed with too much defense. 34 cards. All the belittles and minnowisms turned on. I might be able to just win by chipping away. I think it would be an interesting thing to try. I think in this game I would make some pretty humorous decks. Try to win by just chipping away with these overloads and these Yantis and these belittles. I think that's our pool here. Don't know how well this will work out. There it is. Prism's chip deck damage.